Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or a good afternoon, or a good morning, whichever part of the world you're in. A very warm welcome. Previously I was playing Chants of Sennar. I did 5 streams and 100%ed the game. Let me show you. Let me actually show you, so I can go into like, where's my content? Oh yeah, there it is. This was the moment. Can I okay, I can't get like audio, but essentially this is a clip, kind of gives you like an overview. It's 100% on Chants of Sennar. Actually, my very first 100% on Steam. On any game. And I've played like many games to the finish, but never 100%ed anything. I think the closest I came to 100%ing a game was probably Blades of the Shogun. Was it Blades of the Shogun? Yeah, I think it was Blades of the Shogun. Okay. Yeah, that was that. So that was really fun. So if you haven't like seen Chants of Sennar or checked it out yet, I highly encourage you to do that. It's what a game, man. Like, what a game. It was truly an experience, to be honest. Like, it was really wholesome. It wasn't like typical other games where, you know, you go in, you have a weapon, you kill your enemies and whatever. But this one, it was about bringing people together, and that's a very difficult thing to do. And the game design actually made that happen. And that, I think it was brilliant game design. God tier art. Truly, truly amazing. One of a kind. Like, very rarely are there games that can actually move people. And I'm not talking about like games like Witcher or Doom or whatever, but I'm talking about games that make you feel something, make you feel good or bad, whatever, but make you feel that, you know, right down here to your bones. And this game had that. Like, there was a point in the game where there is a monster in a mine, and the mine was basically a copper mine. Like, no one knows the origin of the monster. It's possible that there's this the villain in the game, or so to speak, basically created a monster and then put it there. We don't know how that got in there anyway, but there's one monster in the game, and that was captured. And that was captured by a faction that was not talking to another faction. So we come in and we do something, we link these people up, and then those guys are now able to request the warriors to come and capture the monster. So they go in and do that. Once they capture the monster, the wholesome moment is the guys who requested the capture of the monster, who were the alchemists, were now working on a potion to convert the monster back into a man. That was truly wholesome. And I don't think I've seen any game achieve that kind of storytelling without very specifically, explicitly saying that this is what we're doing. it was very just visually evident that they were working hard to work on a potion, like make a potion that would convert this monster back into a man. And like typically you would see like monster captured and then they would destroy or whatever, or killed or whatever, but capturing and then, you know, doing whatever they were doing despite being troubled by that monster, that is something that I think like game developers or designer must take note. That was really nice. Very wholesome to be honest. Okay, so what I decided to do on this stream was basically try and learn how to make a Flappy Bird clone. And I'm using the Godot game engine, or Godot, or whatever it's called. Godot, I think I've heard most people use that pronunciation. I don't know where it came from, what's the origin of it, but Godot or Godot. And yeah, I'm basically just learning as we go. Alright, an absolute brand new empty scene, and we will start from here. Yeah, I've actually been learning Godot through a course, but I haven't come to the point where I can do stuff on my own. But this is like a challenge personally, and I think we'll try and get to as much as possible. And then, you know, if I'm bored or if I'm tired of doing this, then we'll probably hop over into a game. That's the plan. That's the plan. Alrighty, so now the thing with Godot is everything is a scene, and within those scenes everything is a node, and that's what makes it, like, I think, really unique. So I've made a game scene right now. This is going to be like the main scene in which we will have our character and the rest of the level, basically. And okay, going to make another scene here for the bird. Right, and what do we need for the bird is basically should we do an animated sprite? Should we do a sprite? I want to make it work, and then I want to make it better. I think that's what we'll do. A 2D polygon. Yeah, I guess we'll just do a sprite 2D for now. And on the texture, let's see if we can get something like a Flappy Bird clone PNG. I like this. I like this. This is good. Actually, this is way better. So can we like download this? Okay. Just gonna put this in my projects folder here real quick. Okay. New folder, maybe say textures. Just gonna put this Flappy Bird inside there. Alrighty, we have our birdie. We have our bird. Now what we need is basically a way to detect collisions, because if the bird collides with something on the map. Forsaken Al! Hey, how's it going, man? So that's what we'll do. We'll add like a collision shape. And it only serves to provide a collision shape to an collision object 2D derived node. Really? So if I say a circle shape, I guess this is good enough. This is probably good enough. Forsaken Al, good luck with Godot. Hey, thank you so very much, man. Greatly appreciate it. Do you use Godot? Yeah, I think this is a good place for chat. Who is Shafat? Hey, hey, a very warm welcome to Who is Shafat and the party. Welcome, guys, welcome. Where have you landed? Do you even? Is this game free? Is this game free? Hello, hello. A very warm welcome. A very warm welcome to everyone. Well, we're actually in another dimension right now, and I don't know what you were doing, so this is a long time since I saw you live. Pikachu! Hey, thanks for the follow. Greatly appreciate it, man. Shafat, greatly appreciate the raid. How is it going, buddy? It's been a while. I need to turn chat follower only off. Really? Do I even have that on? Oh no. Ah, I see. Yep, I turned that off. Was vibe coding. That is insane. What were you making? Ladies and gentlemen, from the Who is Shafat tribe, a very warm welcome. All we're doing here is basically using Godot to make a Flappy Bird clone, if possible. Which has the setting on by default now. That's weird. Yeah, I don't remember turning it on actually. I was making a website for a space game squadron that you're a part of. Hate coding, so I'll do the light work before my programmer friends fix it while but that's a very interesting project. So it's a website for a space game squadron that you are part of. No Man's Sky? That's really cool. Oh, so you can have more people joining it, huh? It's like a guild. Hey Pikachu, thanks once again for the follow, man. Greatly appreciated. What have you guys been even doing? Just a light website to promote it. Interesting. So am I not supposed to be like using this? Please only use it as a child of area 2D, static body 2D, rigid body 2D, character body 2D. Oh yeah, we can use character body 2D. Okay. Okay, now it makes sense. Motion mode is spamming my keyboard to hear lizard sound. What am I missing here, man? A lizard sound? Okay, I guess we have like something going on. Now, let's look at the documentation. It says we'll use character body 2D for these examples, but the principles will apply to other node types. Start with a character body 2D with two children, sprite 2D and collision shape. That's what we have here. Yes, this is for noobs. I have a bird, man, a bird. It's a project settings, and then we change the input map. So we add like a float, I guess. Left mouse button. Okay, that's all we need basically. Maybe just add like a space bar. Okay. Okay, so we have a node. We have a character body 2D. And if I was to basically say that I wanna like rotate you, like say -20. So when it goes up like this. When it falls down like this. Okay. Okay, so we can do that. Okay, I guess we need like a speed variable that we can holy shit, Interrupter official. Hey, thank you so much for the bits. This is like the first time ever I got bits on Twitch. First time ever. And you, my man, are to thank. Thanks a ton, buddy. How's it going? What the f- Hey, thanks once again. Okay, I don't want 8-way movement. We just need like 1-way movement technically with the mouse and the keyboard. So it says add the script to the character body and add the following code. I think this will probably allow us to set like the speed in the editor. Okay, we'll give that a shot. So we have to extend the body 2D. Okay, and then we say export. Is this like an int? I'm guessing it's int. It's going good. You just woke up and decided to cheer me with 20 bits. You, my man. The best. The best. Working on releases on side. Releases? What do you, like music you mean? Hey. Thanks once again, man. Like, what are you releasing though? Music. Ah. So electronic music. And do you stream on Twitch? I'm IT, but DJ for the past 18 years. Yeah, only on Saturdays and Sundays, huh? Nice. Well, I will definitely drop in if and when you go live. So are you like a programmer? I think that's like a very narrow thing in IT, but I go live a bit late. I see. So we definitely don't need a vector. We just need like one direction. That direction was float, which I think is an incorrect. Yeah, this will make more sense. Floating. And if I say that's too much for me. I'm tech support in Mac and printer cat. Okay, I have no idea what cat is. I know what Mac is. You're referring to like Mac, right? Like the Apple Mac. Ah, what is cat though? Never heard of it before. I think we need to actually use this method. Input dot action press floating. Yeah, I think we have to do that. A category support. Ah, I see. So you like work in the nights and sleep in the day? Well, I was in that industry when I started my career way back in like 2008. I'm from Mumbai. Well, actually, specifically from Thane. But yeah, you could just say Mumbai. Mumbai in India. Want to shift to music full time? Arre Thane! Yes, absolutely. Well, I think you should go for it, man. Like, why not? I was in Balcom in 2020. Oh, is it? Like, where are you now? You're still in Mumbai, I see. Okay, Central Line. So somewhere in the suburbs, or maybe you've become rich and gone all the way to like a sea-facing bungalow, and now you wake up and see these people, you know, looking at these waves, and you have this fresh breeze coming in via your huge balcony windows. And then you wake up, you have a coffee, and you decided, fuck, I'm gonna drop like 50 bits on this guy. Close Central, okay. Well, you know, me and my wife, when we go there, we see all of these buildings, and these actually are quite old, I guess, probably at least 30 or 20 years old, but they still look amazing. I find people sometimes in the balcony. It's very rare to see rich people coming to the balcony. Never seen them, but when you do, it's either celebrities or just coming to wave to like hordes of fans or whatever. But I never actually find rich people staring out a window or looking out of a balcony. Never. I don't know why. That's very strange. But anyway, once in a while I see these people, and they have these nice, like, it's like white furniture, you know, these little chairs that's enough to like place where you can have enough place for like one bum cheek. So they have these little chairs, these little tables, these coffee mugs, and they're reading something. Those old are top ranking on price, yeah. I don't know if like my brain can process those zeros that go behind the price. It's insane. But they do look good. These probably were the pre-Matchbox era houses of Mumbai. Now, like, the houses are either Homelights Matchbox or like a fucking ship Matchbox. And if you're very unlucky, you know those matchboxes which have like plastic sticks? That's the other type. Starting wood with like 14 to 12 CR easy. Yeah. Easy. Velocity? Wait a minute. So, which means this is where I am. Like, where did velocity come from? Do I not have to like declare it? Velocity? Ah, I don't have to? Yeah, they're like ridiculously expensive, and I don't know why. They not get return of holy shit. Okay, now we're all good. Line 6 cannot get return value of call to action press because it returns void. Cannot assign a value of type null. Okay, so input dot so what do I say? Is the action just pressed is floating? Okay, okay, makes sense. Okay, velocity is equal to input direction into speed. The root scene of a node is recommended not to be transformed since instances of the scene will usually override this. Reset the transform and reload the scene. Okay, but I didn't. Okay, I didn't do anything. There it is. So export basically brings the speed to the editor. Okay. Right now I can basically just take the bird and put it here. And then we just put the bird somewhere here. Maybe this might end up being like too big. And it crashed. Because why? Script inherits from native type, so it can't be assigned to an object of type node 2D. Is it? So are you saying that I actually don't need this? What the fuck? Okay, looks like we just have to like restart this because we don't need a node 2D. Okay, we delete this. We don't need this. We'll come back to this. Okay, now I'm going to add like a character body 2D. Node has no shape. Now we add like a sprite 2D. And then we add like a collision shape 2D. Okay, great. Now our sprite is going to be this body. You might probably just yep. Okay. We need like a collision shape, so I'm going to do a circle shape. I think this is good enough. This is good enough, I think. Okay, now we can add a script here and character body 2D basic movement. Excellent. Yeah, this is what we need. So speed is 300. Can we not like export speed and then I can't do that. I can. So if I go here, do I get speed? No, I do not. Okay, so what the fuck is going on here? Why are there so many errors here? Okay, all cool. Script inherits from native type character body 2D, so it can't be assigned to an object of type node 2D. How do we do this? Like, do I start with a character body 2D with two children, sprite 2D and collision shape 2D, which is what we have here, and okay, so it's falling. Okay, all right, that's fine. I think the game runs. All we need to do is just fix the script. Right, we don't need like jump velocity. We're not going to be jumping, so I'm just gonna like remove all of this, and now we're going to start from what these guys are saying. So first I do is I export where speed, which is an integer, I'm going to say 400. Okay. Interrupter official. Do you have anything new that we can listen to? Right, so then we say function get input, and then we're saying load input. If what was that action? Is action just pressed? Was it not like floating? Used to be floating. Okay, floating. And then we just want to say that the local variable float input is declared. Ah, shit. Okay. Coming to it, man. Okay, so we're now saying velocity is equal to float input into speed. Or maybe we'll just leave it there. If I go back here, okay. Do I not have to say like so what does that even mean? I think I don't know if we have to do this every frame. Okay, I guess let's function physics process. Then we say get input. Then what happens when we play? Nothing, because the parameter delta is never used in the function physics process. That's fine. Invalid operands bool and int in operators. I see. This is basically returning a bool. That is not what we need. Okay, that's the problem. And these are like vectors. So can I do that? Like get underscore vector floating? Too few arguments to get expected at least 4 but received 1. Action press. Let me see what are events. There has to be like something input handling using input event. What is it? This event is so and so. Unhandled input. Okay, I guess this is all we need basically. So if I just say func and then we say if input dot is action just press floating, then we want to say can we like bring this in? um 42d dot transform dot or should we say dot position dot y is equal to speed into delta. Else if, right? Elif input dot is action just release floating, then all we'll do is just like make it fall down, right? Go up and fall down. So just -1. I don't know if this is going to work, but expected this after elif. Okay. This is very clunky. What if we bring this like... You know what? We should just add this into the scene here and play. Okay, so it's not doing it every frame. Actions. Hey Sunblitz, how are you, man? Are you going with Jury script? I thought you would use C++. Well, I would love to use C++. The thing is, Godot, the engine I'm using, they have like their own scripting language called GD script. I mean, it's not bad. It's actually pretty cool. I think it's less verbose. So yeah, just using this. The iterations are really fast with the script. So if I was to use C++, that means I would have to go to Visual Studio, compile the program or rebuild it, and you know, that's just a waste of time. So this is way faster. This is much better. Hey, by the way, how are you, man? It's been a while since I've seen you on stream. What has been good? Yeah, this is lame. So I have to fix this. This needs to like... This needs to essentially... Let me see if I can find... Nothing, just focusing more on my academics. That is very nice to hear. What are you studying, and are you in university or a school, or what do you do? Okay, display capture. Okay, there it is. Just have to put it back here. Right, just a second. I just need to fix my like the windows. Okay. That was causing all the problems. There it is, finally. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to like see if I can run another instance of Godot, and I open my first game. There it is. Now this was like a Brachy's tutorial that I followed. Hopefully we'll have some insights on player movement. So this is, all of this is like the basic. Okay, so essentially it's like the same. Let me delete this and re-add the script. I think it'll start making sense. Let me remove this. Now I add another script to this. This thing is really messy. Like, detach this script. Close. It shouldn't even be here. Like, okay, now we add a new script. Basic movement. And do we want to use the built-in script template? Okay. Now, essentially what this will do is where's the fucking bird? Okay, let me go back here, connect this. What? Okay. And I bring this here. Okay, so it moves, and all we need is now basically is to fix the movement. Yes, I'm studying in school and currently in 11th class. I see. So what is your like curriculum when it comes to say IT? Like, do you guys have like game dev? And well, I'm guessing you guys already have programming in school, right? If not is on floor, we don't need this because there's going to be no floor. So what happens? It still falls, which I think is fine. If action just pressed, we have to just change this to like floating. And then what happens now? Alrighty. Okay, we have like the basic mechanic. But the only issue is I have to keep pressing, which I think is okay. Like, I think this is fine. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I have to keep pressing to make it float. Otherwise, is that like fine? Or should we just say like I keep the mouse button pressed, then it just keeps moving up? If I release it, it just falls down. Does that make sense? Like, or do I keep clicking? Although it's fine, I think this mechanic is also fine. But maybe I don't want to do it like here. I don't think we have that, so okay. Now the other thing we want to do is we have to use speed. And I'm going to say that no, dot x, right, is equal to like speed into delta. Okay. So this can't be here. This has to be in like the function that runs like every frame, like the tick thing on Unreal. I have to find what that is. And I think if I move this into that function, then it's also just going to like, I don't have to keep clicking. I can fix that. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere. So let's do that. So input actions we find here. What we need is this is fine. What we need is if I go here, do they have anything that says nope. Getting started, your first 2D game, contents, coding the player, creating the player scene, heads up display, choosing animations, okay, all of this is fine. Underscore process, func underscore process is what they're saying. So we say func underscore process. Right in here, we can probably say character body 2D dot position dot x is equal to, you wanna like move at this speed to delta to -1 because we're moving in the left. Nay, what is this? Moving in this direction. Right. Your school doesn't have any game dev subject, rather we have computer science. Usually consists of basics of Python and AI. That's cool. I think that's probably what most curriculums have now, because AI is like, what's the world without AI now? And I'm just going to move this in here, and I don't know if this is going to make sense, but no. How do we redraw this? Because it looks like it's just doing it once. I want to add movement. Or maybe it is moving and we just can't see it because what is this? Move and slide. Okay, that's fine. Now what I want to do is, now that we have our birdie, which is I think quite big, isn't it? I want to like bring this down. This is too big. The collision shape. Yep, I think this is good enough. And if I go back here now, okay, perfect. So, okay, I think it's perfect. So let me go back here. So do you want to get into like AI programming then, Sunblitz? Okay, awesome. Now we can just probably just make like the level, I guess. Oh, no, we just let's do this. We need another collision shape and a sprite 2D. Incorrect sequence. We need a, what is it that we need? We need a collision shape 2D. So a collision object. And what can be a collision object? Can we have like a body? A physics body that is moved? Nope. A static body that can't be moved by external forces. When moved manually, it doesn't affect other bodies in its path. A collision. Like how do I let me go back here. Node setup. A rigid body 2D. Okay, that makes sense. But why a rigid body that is moved by a physics simulation? You must apply forces to it. I don't think we need. Okay, it's probably not this. Well, we don't have enemies in our game, so we don't really need a rigid body. I think what we'll do is we'll use like a static body 2D, I guess. And this node has no shape, so we can add like a sprite 2D, and then we'll add like a collision shape. But first, let's look for like a pipe. Hey, this is good, no? I think this is fine. Fantasy pipe Flappy bird. Yep. Okay, let me just put that in the where is it? Projects. Godot. Pipe. Okay, so we should have like the pipe here. Alrighty. There it is, our pipe. Pipe. We need like a collision shape. We need like a rectangle shape. Okay, I think that's good enough. And I can go in here and we can link the pipe. Why is it called static body 2D? Has to be pipe. You shall be called pipe. And there it is. This is freaking huge. So let me just adjust the size. Yep, I think that's good enough. Now I bring the pipe back in. Now it looks good. Now we can have like multiple pipes. Need to rotate this though. That's the, you see, that's the, let me center all of this. We'll come back and rebuild this. So the issue there was when we rotate, it actually rotates from this particular center point, which causes all the problems, which means that I have to move everything to the exact center because it rotates in like local space or local axis. I don't know if there's like a shortcut key to do this. That would be really helpful. You can change collision body's color for distinction by using debug color in inspector. Hey. That is really helpful, man. Thank you so much. This is recommended not to be transformed. So I didn't transform this, isn't it? Where is the transform? There it is. A sprite 2D transform, put it there. Collision shape transform, I'll put it there. Okay, all right, everything is perfectly. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, scale is fine. Transform, is fine. Collision shape. Position is fine. Pipe position is also fine. Okay, great. Sunblitz, how do you know this? How do you know this? Have you been secretly building games in your underground lab that no one knows about? Now we basically just have like, okay. Okay, I think another thing that we didn't do was basically just add like a camera, because now it's going to follow, it'll follow like the bird. We can have let's see how it looks like. Okay, it's good. I just think that there's an issue with the camera. It's probably okay. We also need to add like x-axis movement, which we haven't done so far. So if I go to like func_run, what the fuck? Wait a minute. Why do I have like two? Oh, okay. Velocity.x. I just want to add movement. How did I do it before? That's how I did it. And this was in process. Okay, so if I go back to, okay, so func_process. And we now say character body 2D dot, it was position dot x is equal to speed to delta right. Let's see if this works. Wrong, incorrect scene. What the what? Why? Why doesn't it work? Okay, something broke the game, so was that? I just want to know how to move an object. Enemy script. Godot move an object. How do I make something move? I just want directional motion, no inputs, just start and go. Excellent. Position plus equals vector. The object will stop if it meets an obstacle. This works if you place a physics body in path of your moving object with normal position movement. Like in my original answer, it will just move forward and ignore everything. The object needs to be of a kinematic 2D type. What? Isn't this like old? Trying to make a button move onto the screen, having trouble move to a specific point. The most basic move you can have if your button is in your world relative to the objects in your game, not relative to your viewport. If it's relative to your viewport, it also applies. Okay. Destination. I don't need the destination. Position plus equals. I guess that's what was probably that's fine. That's all. That's what we just didn't add it every frame. Alrighty, we have like a Flappy Bird. We have like a Flappy Bird clone, ladies and gentlemen. It works. The only fucking problem right now is, if you've noticed, is that the camera of the player just extends so much that I can essentially just go above the pipes and even land on the pipes and it'll slide off. Okay, I'm actually like, okay, we have something. Now the issue is, I think we need to do something with the camera, and this is where it kind of will get tricky. We want the camera movement to, obviously we want this to be smooth, so position smoothing, yes. And I think we have to limit this to a certain extent. Like, I don't know what that is going to be. Scroll, top scroll limit. The camera stops moving when reaching this value, but the offset can push the view past the limit. How do I know how many pixels? I guess we'll just like, I'll say maybe like 1,000, and the bottom maybe also 1,000. Yeah, no smoothing here. Alright, now what happens if we play? Where the hell is... okay. The camera moved. So something here is essentially fucking things up. Ironic, moronic. Hello there. Top limit is probably screen height by 2. Is it? So that means it has to be 1152 by 2. Right? So can I just say 1152 by 2 here? Okay. And then 1152 by 2 here. Okay, let's see if this works. However, it's moved the camera position. Like, why does it move the camera position? Or maybe, do they want me to like bring everything to this? Okay, I just need to look at the documentation. How do we... The main script. Node structure. It's forcing the camera to be there. Oh, so this doesn't limit the movement? I thought that's what it was supposed to do. Like top scroll limit in pixels, the camera stops moving when reaching this value. But offset can push the... So disabling this will allow the camera to focus anywhere when the 4 limit properties will not work. It does if you set top and bottom limit to 0. The camera is focused to be... Ooh! That is interesting. So do you think the bird's position here makes sense? Now if I play the game, I have a feeling it's going to mess this up. Yep. Therefore, do you think it makes sense for me to change the position of the... Try 648 by 2. You mean on the top or the bottom? Okay, I see what's happening. So basically what we can do here is this, and if I leave it here now... Oh, Yuki, that's bad. both, huh? Isn't this causing the problem? Hey, how the fuck? Hey! Okay, so what was the logic behind that? Unblitz, I spend my free time on game dev, Blender, and FL Studio. Once in a blue moon, though. Man, that is insane. At your age, I was just fucking playing video games, doing nothing else productive. So that's really good. Do I see the yellow line? Yes, sir, I do. It means the camera can't go higher than top limit or lower than bottom limit. I see the yellow line, yes. So if I change the yellow line, so if I do like 648 by 2, what happens in this case? I see. All right, excellent. Okay. Ooh. So what happens if I do that? Okay. Okay, so it's basically just a matter of that kind of precision. Okay. And that's because we had like, okay. I think if I was on any other resolution, I think I'll have to like write code for this, right? So like height by 2. Would that be how this works? Okay, I don't want this thing to be able to cross the pipes above, although I don't think a situation like that would ever arise because God might collide with a pipe before it can do that. But should we like add a, what is that thing, like the world? Collision shape 2D and change this to like a world boundary. Okay, I'm just gonna create a new scene. I'm going to call this like world boundary. Then we'll say a collision shape 2D. still like in the rigid 2D. And then I just go here and link the world boundary. Bring one here. And I replicate this. Can I transform this to like that? And that should probably fix the issue. Yep. Okay, it does. But why doesn't it work here? Excuse me. If your project settings are set up correctly, I don't think so. Display window stretch mode to canvas items. Stretch mode to canvas items. Okay. What happens with this? Why is my birdie? Why you do this? Can I just have like one world boundary? Is that it? Or should I make another one? It's I've replicated this. Change it from rigid body to static body. Is it? Why was that happening though? Like, but why was that happening though? A static body. How do I like open documentation? Okay. It can't be moved by external forces. When moved manually, it doesn't affect. Okay. Completely static objects like floors and walls. Makes sense. Why did I forget this? Okay. Okay, now we essentially need like collision detection. Where what the okay. The rigid body 2D has physics and gravity. Right. Okay, now I guess what we need is basically like if the bird collides with this, it should say game over. Or maybe we can have like three health for the bird, and then like say if it collides more than that, then it loses. Then the game is lost, basically. We need a longer pipe. And this has to be like procedurally generated. I don't think I can make levels like these. I need these to be procedurally generated. How do I do that? So let me make a note of what we really need to do here. Okay, so first, set up health for the bird. Second, what we want to do is like death state, killed, and then the procedural pipe generation. Maybe we'll add like a nice background, and we probably have health pickups for the bird, and then bird rotation based on up or down movement. I think this is something that we can do right now. So if the bird is, yeah, that's what we want to do. And I'm going to say that rotation dot no rotate by like how do I convert like degrees to radians? There has to be degrees radian. Hey, steaming dispenser 8 DYZAB. Oh my god. How do I radians to degrees in Godot? Pretty sure there's a function rad to degree. Okay. minus 20, I guess. Let me see if that actually is the right orientation. Nah, 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 nah. So I think we'll make this subtle, and then once it's back, like if we're not doing it, if input dot is action just pressed, no, if action just released is like floating, then we want to say that I don't know. I think we'll just that's too much. This has to be degree to radian. What was I even thinking? And this has to be like 20 because we can then show it's going down. Nope. How do I like make no. Okay, so we need to do something about I don't know if this is like the right. Hey, Experiment 21, how's it going, man? What programming language is that? This is GD script. It's actually a language in the Godot game engine, so they have their own script. This is just GD script. Like, I think this is probably incorrect. I don't think I need this. But I might just put it here and see if this works. Oh, holy shit, no. This is incorrect. This is incorrect. So if it's floating, then we will rotate. Otherwise, we'll just this. Okay, ironic. Are you still here? This is what I want to do. So when I click, basically the bird rotates upwards by -10, and when I release it, it basically just has to like rotate back. For a brief second, it can come back to like 0, and then the beak can point downwards, which is, that's what I want to do. Like, how do we do that? Did you ignore C++? No, I'm not. I will jump back into it. This is me using a game engine. The game engine works. I mean, the iterations on the game engine is really fast with GD script. That's why I'm using it. I mean, it doesn't matter which programming language, as long as we can just get stuff done. I don't really care. So rotate. Like at that brief point when it starts to like fall down, maybe inside this, if I say if I want to check if it's moving downwards. If position dot y is oh no, wait, so can we just say direction is not equal to okay, so if direction, if position dot y is just trying to think of what logic would actually work here to make sense. If velocity dot y is less than float velocity, then although I don't think that this will, I don't think this is right. I don't think this is right, but yep. I think the float velocity is always just going to be the same. So it's just going to fall at the same speed, so this is incorrect. However, when we click its float velocity, yeah, and if velocity dot y is less than no, I think this will probably have to do something with the position. What happens here? Or should I say like, no, but this will never reset it back. Rotate dot trans dot So experiment 21, what have you been up to, man? I want it to go up when we click, when we release it for a brief bit, stay, and then do that. How do we do that? Is there something like I think maybe we can have like a midpoint, and then we look at that midpoint and say if it basically crosses that midpoint. No, that doesn't make sense. Okay, I think we'll come back to this. It's not really that important of a feature. Maybe I'll just learn how to do that later, and then we'll come back to it. Okay. Alright, so far then basically this is what we can do. We're able to like just okay, now the next thing to do is what's on our list. Set up health for the bird. I think we'll have to like literally task the procedural pipe generation. I don't think it makes sense to like make these manual levels with these pipes. It's very silly. So I think what we should do is find a way to have pipes rendered at either top or bottom in different places. The gaps between each pipe can be random. Well, top or bottom is already random, so it can generate that. The gap can be made random. We can probably have something like a like 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 50 pixels maybe, or 40 pixels to be the minimum distance that the next pipe should be at, above or below. Maybe have like a random number generator that does something between a range, like 40 pixels to like 150 pixels or something, and then it generates these pipes. And the where the pipe should go is again random. It can either be 0 or 1. If it's 0, it can be top. If it's 1, it's at the bottom. And then we also have the thing to do with height. So if the pipe above is taller, then the pipe below has to be shorter. Alright, so these three things are what we have to figure out. So like 3.1, what we just said for the logic here is random number for top or bottom, then draw, and then random number for distance from a range of pixel values, from pixel range, and we said like 50 to maybe 100. Again, this is arbitrary. I have no idea. We'll have to figure out if this actually works for the game. Then 3.3, we want to do like the height of the pipes. So if the top pipe is taller, then the bottom pipe needs to be shorter by the same amount. And even this can be a range, I guess, because now then we are able to, like, instead of the space between the top and bottom pipes being the same, we can now increase the difficulty, so we can make the space narrow. So even this can be a range. We'll probably say like 50 to 100 pixels or something. Have variations in gaps between the pipes. Yeah, I think this is quite a bit of work, at least for me. I have to figure out how to do this. Okay, and then background, we'll have like parallax. Maybe we'll just keep this to like a solid color for now. Yeah, and I think that should be fine. I don't know if we can actually do that right now. So world environment is environment. There it is. So background is a sky. All right, so let's look at this. Where is the sky? Where is the sky? It's empty. It has to be a sky. Okay. Environment background is a custom color. Okay, I think that works for a sky, right? Why doesn't it work? Like, okay, we'll figure this out. And then we have health pickups for the birds. So set up health for the bird, we'll like have like 3 hearts for the bird, and every time the bird collides, we'll make it flash. We'll basically like give it some invincibility for like say 3 seconds, give it invincibility for 3 seconds, maybe 2 seconds. I think 2 seconds is fine. So it's not punishing, right? And then what happened to the music? Okay, and then we have like death state. So if health is depleted, then death, and the game restarts. All right, so this is what we have in the plan. Right now, I don't think we need parallax later. I think we can also do health pickups for the bird right now. We've done top rotation. Okay, 6.1. We did top rotation. Need to have reset the rotation and make it point downwards and falling. This, I'm sure this is very simple. I have to figure this. Okay, let me just really quickly check what's happening on. Okay. Okay, I'm just checking my stream. Just give me like a quick second. Okay. Okay, all good. All good. So Kick's working. YouTube is working. We're good. Alright, so now what we need is I want to draw the pipe. I just want to draw the pipe. So how do you draw a pipe? Like, can you take a scene and just draw it in the script? I'm pretty sure that's possible. Excuse me. New scene, okay. Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here that I have to actually go through. Excuse excuse me. My first 2D game. How do I make the... This is the player scene. Game scene. Yeah, background. One way to do this is to use a color rect node. Make it the first node under main so that it will be drawn behind the other nodes. Color rect only has one property, color. Choose a color you like and select layout. Anchors preset, full rect, either in the toolbar at the top of the viewport or in the inspector so it covers the screen. You can also add a... What about like the... Oh yeah, we also have the previous code so we can use that. But what about the world environment? So if I go to the manual and world environment, there it is used to configure the default environment for the scene. Electors 200. Hey, hello. A warm welcome. A very good evening if you're from this part of the world. What's been up actually a lot. So since I started the stream, my plan was to make a Flappy Bird clone. Little did I realize that there's tons of things to do. So what we have is this. So I have a bird, like if I click, it basically just, moves up. And I have these pipes right now. These are manually placed to look like a level. It can collide with the pipes. I haven't added like a collision, like a death condition right now. It just collides with the pipe. It can even jump on the pipe. That's fine. And it stops there. So this is what we have right now. Making Flappy Bird 2, huh? Maybe. Something like that. But yeah, so the plan right now is I have like a bunch of things that I want to do. So like how if you collide with a pipe on the regular Flappy Bird, you basically restart. In this, you have 3 hearts. So every time you collide, you lose 1 heart, you become invisible for a couple of seconds, so you can just get back up and then restart. So 3 hearts. And then I'm thinking about like placing random hearts everywhere in like difficult locations. You can just get health. You need to spam random pipes. Yep. So it has to be procedural right now. I can't do this. This is ridiculous. All of this will go away. I want to like put this into an array and just use a random number generator between 0 and 1. And then depending on whether if it's 0, it's top. If it's 1, it's at the bottom. That's number 1. And then, but I want to know how to actually draw the pipe. You can do it in C++ on SFML, but I want to know how to actually draw a particular scene and position it exactly at that location. So that's something that I have to figure out. Maybe I have some reading to do there. It's still in progress, yeah. A long way to go, actually. And then we have like the death state. So if you lose all the 3 hearts, then you die. And yeah, this we spoke about. The background is something I'm trying to figure out right now. And then yeah, the health pickups for the bird, that's something that we can do right now, I guess, after the background. But we need to set up health for the bird before we can tackle this. And then bird rotation. So right now, whoa! Hey, thank you so much for the follow, man. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. But who was it that followed? Was it you? Electus, was it you that followed? I unfortunately don't have like a... Anyway, never mind. Thanks a lot for the follow, man. I greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so I was saying that the other things to do is essentially like, if you see this, like when I click the bird, it kind of looks like it's flying, like it's taking off, right? Like the rotation is upwards. What I want to do is, for a brief bit, the rotation gets reset back to like normal, to 0, and then when it's falling, I want it to point downwards. That is something that I have to figure out. I'm pretty sure the logic for that is like really simple. My head is just not working right now. So all I was able to do is basically bring it back to like to its normal position. But this logic is not going to work, because now then we just basically, we need like a value, and then I have to use that value instead of having +10 -10. That will basically just mess things up. So that's where I'm at right now. Or I have to reset every time the button is released, whatever. I have to figure this out. I can't think about it right now. I have to work out a way to do this. That's where I'm at right now, man. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be the last thing that I will tackle. I plan to do the background right now. Okay, I need to use the restroom, and I will be right back. BRB. Alrighty-o. Actually, I have to change those rules. This was when I was playing video games, which I still do on the channel, by the way. But yep. Electus, do you use Godot? Too much rules. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just actually I just want to change it to like follow whatever is in like the Twitch TOS. That's about it. And not worry about all of this other stuff. They're not in-game dev. Okay, let me look at environment. So okay, this is 3D. So what we want to do is, I was looking at the background. Okay, color rect, or I think color rect is fine. So let's go back here. I'm gonna delete this and say color rect, and then probably just have something. Yeah, maybe this color. But how do I make it stay? Choose a color you like, select layout, anchors preset, full rect. Choose a color you like, and then layout, anchors preset, a full rect. Okay, if I do that and play the game, nothing happens. I wonder why. Either in the toolbar at the top of the viewport or in the inspector. I do game dev, but mostly software dev. I see. So what do you build? That's why it was supposed to be a full rect. I don't know if it's going to show up now. No. Why does it not show up? Layout direction right to left. That's what we did, right? So we chose this, chose a color, under layout we said full rect. Oh, I was asking like what do you what software, like what software dev do you do? Is it web dev or like system software? So something got messed up here. So let me try that again. Color rect. Make it at the very top. We change the color to something subtle. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. And then they said layout has to be full rect, and it doesn't work. Why is that? Why is that? Some web system or something. I can post my project page. Yeah, man. Would love to take a look. This node doesn't have a control parent. So do we need a control parent? So can I just say like node? And do I put this under it so that it can just go in here? And now I'll just say a full rect. Is that why it wasn't working? I don't think. Yeah, no, it's still like it's not proper for some reason. What I'm going to do is just delete this, maybe add a new node, a node 2D. Then I'm going to add like a color rect. Then in here, probably just bring this down slightly to that. Maybe that's good enough. And then we change this to full rect and see what happens. Nothing. That up there. Now what happens? Nothing. So EPLS itch.io. What is that, dude? Electus Progressive Liberation Software, formerly Electus Studio, is an independent and forward-thinking collective dedicated to developing software and games that empower users and promote freedom through technology. Hey, VoxTube. This is very interesting. Dude, you've made a lot of stuff, man. Very nice. I will probably check this out later today or tomorrow. Add free music software. Like, how do you do this? Explore our extensive music library and discover a variety of genres, ensuring a seamless listening experience. Very nice, man. So are you from Turkey? Oh, I don't know if that's like the English pronunciation of Turkey. But I don't know how it's actually said natively, because I know in Japan they would say Nihon. or something like that for Japan. So here there is something that's messed up. How did I understood I'm Turkish? Well, I saw the comment on your project, on the music one, and it looked Turkish. VoxTube is your recent project. I think I've heard of it before. Yeah, I will check these out. This is very nice. I mean, tell me more about that game, the war. Is that like a JavaScript with the J3 library? Or I don't know what it's called. I don't remember the name now, but is that on the web, or how did you make it? Yeah, background in Godot. Add a texture rect node, set its texture to an image or a gradient and fill the screen size with that texture rect. It's mostly on JS, Python, and C. The musicy one, yeah. It's both open source. You can check. You can check how I made. I see. Nice. So did you use like a raylib? Like what is the function of the C? What are you doing with C basically? I'm guessing it's the game engine, but correct me if I'm wrong there. Excuse me. Musicy is made with Python. Okay. I see. So basically I can go in and search for the music I want, let's say Dream Theater, Pull Me Under, for example. Essentially what you're doing is you're finding probably one of the best YouTube videos for that, and then just bringing in the MP3, and that's stored locally on my system. If I want to download it, then it obviously goes to the disk, otherwise it's in the cache, in the browser cache, and with Qt 5, I see. And make playlist like 2000s. Nice. Like 2000s reminds me of Winamp. Winamp. You really lit. The vlog was on. Winamp was really good. Okay, so why the fuck are we stuck? Color. Why are we stuck here? Okay, so this guy was saying that we can just use like actually I can look at what I did before for this game. So I think what I did here was okay, so I didn't put the background. Okay, you can set a background in Godot by changing the default project color using a canvas layer for static images or creating a dynamic parallax layer nodes for scrolling effects. Add a canvas layer. I can't believe I have to fucking use AI now. Canvas. Okay, a canvas layer. And then in the canvas layer, and a sprite 2D. Okay. This is so messy. I think what I'll do is instead of sprite 2D, probably add the rect and then maybe use that. Hey, you're back. I switched to PC. Now you're in PC. I see. Okay. And then what we want to do with the layout is say full rect. If I play, this is obviously incorrect. Where is the ordering? There it is. So I say -1. No. Why and how on earth? By the way, what are you trying to do right now? I'm trying to add a background. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do. That is all I'm trying to do, basically. I guess we look at this. I just need an image. How to add image background? Yes, that's all I need. All of them using a texture rect. Is there no way to just add like a Godot background 2D? And fill the screen size with that texture rect. What the fuck? What's that discussion about? Add a simple background. Okay. It's too hard. I don't know. Mega the Wolf, hi. Says maybe add a script to the color rect that sets its position to the position of the bird, so it moves with it. There's an option in project settings to change the default background's color, if that might help. Yeah, that might help. So project settings, and we go to the display, accessibility, run, config, color, default clear color. I mean, I actually don't want to mess with this because this is like the default editor color. I'm just trying to add a background, and okay, so all of them are saying that you can just add like a text, a color rect, just change the no, just reset. Yeah, I don't know, maybe something like that, I guess. And then they're saying just resize this, and that's it. And then the Z index can be like the most maximum size. Okay, but I have a feeling that the rectangle is going to end. Yeah, there it is. What happens if it's full rect? Nothing. I'm surprised that there's like, This has to be anchor offsets, grow direction, horizontal, right. Okay, what happens now is it nothing happens. There's an option. Yeah. I think what you said probably makes sense. So I think what I will do is maybe add a color rect as a child node to the camera, and then we will like do this for the ordering, and then I don't know, but we'll see if this works. What the fuck? How does this even work? Okay. Okay, this is not really a solution. This is a very janky way of implementing something. This is a horrible way to do it, I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll do parallax later. But for now, we have a background. We have a background. But fix this. Fix this shit. It's inheriting its position from the parent node, and since the camera is moving with the bird, it's following the bird. Yeah, and I don't know if that's the way to do it, but fuck, it works. Isn't this a very janky way of building a background? I mean, it's just a color. The color's following the camera. It's set to like the maximum. If it works, it works, huh? Okay, I guess I'll take that. And maybe in another iteration, we'll have a... we'll have a parallax background or something. Okay, on to the next challenge. So what's next? I think I want to do like procedural pipe generation. The idea is to have like a random number for, well, if it's 0, it's top. If it's 1, it's bottom. And then I want to draw the pipe. I just need to know how to draw the pipe. So draw a scene in Godot. Draw doesn't work for instantiated scenes. I can only get to draw primitives, and you know what? Godot procedural generation 2D procedural generation in 10 minutes. Okay, we'll look at that. Okay. Right, let's look at what they're saying. So I was going to make a blah 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 whatever. Let me see if there's an option in the script. So if I say draw, draw _scene, that's a signal, I guess. So draw, animation, slice, circle, polygon, line, mesh. Let me check the documentation. Draw. Holy shit, there's so many things with draw, man. But I don't see anything that says scene. Sunblitz, change the layer of the color rect to 1 and rest of the items to 2, maybe like in Photoshop's layers. Did I miss this comment or this message? We solved that problem, Sunblitz. It's done. Draw polygon. Draw texture. No. Oi. Maybe we can use this. So draw texture. Let's look at this. Draws a texture at a given position. The position is defined in local space. This is exactly what we need. Textures, texture 2D. Alright, hey guys, hey everyone over there on YouTube and on Twitch. I have to actually call it, man. I have to go. Something has come up, so I have to take care of that. Hopefully we'll continue this if it's possible later today, or else it'll have to be tomorrow. Alright, so hey, thanks everyone who dropped in. Electus, Mega, the Wolf, everyone else who came in earlier, Ironic, Moronic, and Interrupted Official. Thanks a lot for the bits, man, and for the follow. Pikachu, who is Shafat, as always. Cheers guys, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.